What's up, guys? Okay, so breath work. Let's go. Or 30 days of breath work. Let's go. Or, continuation. Find your rhythm. And now hold it for 15. I actually clicked the end button as I went to go taking my breath. And now hold it for 15. Feel your cells, all that energy in your cells, just building up that oxidation, right? And now with the final breath, purge yourself. That felt really good. I haven't I haven't taken a breath like that today. And things got me just falling back into old habits and patterns, but I'm trying to use these videos to usher in my ascent and help me to grow, and as I grow, documenting the journey and helping you guys grow. I've just actually been out here in nature, just kind of like chilling, meditating, taking in the vibrations, because whenever you go into nature, it really subsides your ego, your mind, and all these things, and it helps you to like really think and go and uncover to the truths of who you truly are. But yeah, just out here. Hey, Bodie, hi, hi. Dang, he gets up fast. He's fast. Just. But yeah, I've been studying, I've been meditating. I've come back to things lately. Like, I've been trying not to be so serious with my path. It is a serious path that I walk on, and I need to do these things in order to cultivate and keep progressing in my evolution and my ascent. And like, it's like working out, right? Working out, you work out your muscles, and your muscles need to be like, you have to keep working it out. You can't just do it once and it's good, right? So it's the same with your mind. It's the same with meditation. It's the same with self-mastery. I've been meditating since I was about 17 or 18. I'm not gonna say my age, but no, I'm not gonna say my age. You guys can guess. But it's been a few years. It's been a good, like, 6 years. And it's only the more that I do it that it becomes easier, that actually it becomes second nature. And I feel this with pretty much anything, is that the more that you do it, the more that you progress. Not exactly do it, but the more that you practice it, study, analyze. It's always constant evaluation of what you're doing. You can always have a better output. You can always have a better vibration. You can always up your vibe. And it's the same with, like, the way that you live your life. You can either do things to progress yourself, or you can do things to descend yourself. And I'm someone that, if I don't do things to progress myself, I just start to spiral into chaos. No, I'm joking. But like, that's how kind of like life goes for me. So I'm teetering. I'm always constantly trying to balance myself with what I'm doing. I took a very long hiatus from video games in order, and it was a spiritual awakening that really, like, fucking, like, really knocked me out. And or just, like, had me really analyzing what reality was and why I was doing certain things. And for me, I was constantly playing video games all the time because that's the only enjoyment that I had. Like, this is before I started smoking weed, or like, I had friends. I loved hanging out with people. And I loved video games. And that's also a way that I connected with a lot of people, was bonding through video games. I played a known game called League of Legends. And I actually, back in the pre-seasons, I wanted to go pro. I wanted to be the best in this video game. And if not that, I wanted to be like a shoutcaster or a streamer. And I'm now, all these years after taking a hiatus, I've been playing the game for about, I think it's only been 3 months. Maybe like 5. I've been coming back to it, and I've been playing it a lot. And sometimes I notice that I'll play it because I'm trying to come back as a coach and help teach, not kids, but teach anybody the game who wants to progress. I'm not the best, but I like to teach in a lot of things. And for myself, I'm like, what do I have knowledge in? Besides, on this channel, shamanism, the occult, magic, all meditation, all these things that I do now. Oh, there's Bodhi. Oh, look at Bodhi. That's stillness. That's peace. All these things that I do now, I've been really coming back to my old self. Trying not to go back to my old ways, but my old self. And I loved video games so much to the point that I got so mad at it. Or I got, like, in the end, like, I didn't get mad at games, but I got so, it's like a love-hate, right? I was so in love with it that I was with it too much that my life was falling apart. And I had to part ways, and because of that, I hated it. And not saying that's how I treat those type of situations, but it's like, I'd always talk shit about it. Goddamn, it was like it literally was like a relationship. When you do these things repetitively, you're establishing and cultivating a relationship with whatever it is, whether it be a guitar or it be a computer or game, people. And sometimes in the end that can be destructive. So for me, I completely 180'd my life. I tried to, in a sense, become a monk. Not like, I tried to go to like a monk school or anything like that. But I was heavily researching everything about life. I was going through a spiritual awakening. I guess just to tell a little bit about my story, I used to be just like, I was someone that was always in nature. I was always loving to learn and progress in things. I just like to learn. I loved music as a kid. A lot of my fondest memories are just hanging out with friends and then playing video games, or just being by myself and thinking about what the game was like. As an observer, as someone that can astral project, I go back to my past. Or lately, my past has been unveiling itself and being like, well, you ran away from it. Because lately, I know I'm not running away from it, and I haven't been, but I ran away from my past in order to become something way greater than in order to become a greater version of myself. And I thought that had to be completely different than who I was. But who I am at my core has remained the same. And through that, I'm cultivating it. I'm cultivating my energy and who I am. And when you go back into the past of who you are, you're starting to see who you were meant to be. You're starting to see who you were formed to be. For myself, I was so lost within myself that I thought I had to be something completely different in order just to be who I was. And because of that, I learned a lot. I learned a lot, and I'm grateful for everything that I learned. And I believe that fully I went the path that was meant for me, but not everybody has to do it so severely. I lost a lot. I lost many nights. I don't even know how to describe like what I mean exactly, but there were so many sacrifices because of what I made. And that's like, when you don't deal with your addictions, you lose relationships. You lose friendships. You lose who you are. And I went through a giant, actually it wasn't even that long. It was only like 2 years of, like, for myself, experimentation. I used to go to raves. I used to just kick it with people. I used to do in-house roles. And then from that I went into psychedelics, and psychedelics really saved me and helped me to become a greater version of who I am. But after being addicted to video games, I honestly just put that into other things. And I realize now that because of that, I put myself so far this way that I just needed to be grounded in who I was and to be balanced fully and centered. And I hope you guys understand what I mean with that, with what you've been through or maybe what you're doing now, or just reflecting like I am. Because who you were isn't who you are now, right? And who you're meant to become isn't who you are now. It is who you are now, because you're always who you're meant to become, or you're always your greatest version. But it takes time. It takes steps. For me, I was someone that had everything that I needed to create the life I desired, and I squandered it. I threw it away. I burnt that shit. I destroyed it. And I don't know why I did it, but looking back, and there's a whole bunch of fucking crows. I was so depressed that I was destroying everything. I wasn't an asshole. I was an asshole to myself. And because I didn't give myself love, I couldn't give others love. I was always there for others, but I couldn't be there for myself fully. And because of that, I was a glass half full trying to fill the other glasses. And it wasn't until I was sent on my spiritual journey, my awakening, that I actually started to understand what all that was for. For myself, I needed to destroy my ego. I needed to destroy myself in order to rebuild myself, because of what I did and the choices I made. I come from a dark path, guys. Not everyone has to. Not everyone does. I learned a lot of wisdom from that, and it's because of that pain, I want to share that wisdom. And I only hope that I can help other people as well. I've had a near-death. I don't know if other people have had near-death. I will talk about that if you guys want a video on it. For anybody that has maybe been through a near-death, that is part of the shamanic experience. But yeah, so in high school, I used to always get these visions of myself being in a band or myself singing. And I wrote all the time in high school. I loved poetry. I wrote a lot of dark things. I was like, that scene kid. I was emo in a sense. I called myself emo. I didn't really like to just say that, but I was, and I like to associate with it. I've always associated with darkness. I like darkness as I like the light. I like to kick it with the dead as I like to kick it with the living, with the life. I'm a proper balance. I'm a Libra. I'm a proper balance of light and dark. That's what I believe, that when you balance yourself, that's when you're starting to achieve your source. And I saw all these things that I could become, and I couldn't sing. I could just write, and that's it. I had friends that always talked about wanting to start a band, wanting to do music, but I wasn't able to do that in myself. And I had friends that could do music, and I didn't even have the conscious thought to just do it. I even had a guitar come into my life, and I didn't try. I didn't practice. And I look back where I could have had 10 years of guitar experience, right? And I'm not, I don't even know the fucking word. I'm not mad about that or anything. Or that if I wrote a lot more within these 10 years, I mean, not a lot more, but more consciously and more vividly, or if I made connections these past 5 years, or better connections, then it's at any time we choose to become conscious. There's 14-year-olds that are music producers in the music industry because they know what they want. And I don't think really that's the best age. Probably it doesn't fucking matter your age, right? Just study up, right? And know what the industry is. Oh, that's what it is. For me, I've been doing music for about 5 years, 6 years. Rapping since high school, about 8 years, right? Yeah, okay, so that's like, oh, I hella space. I went into a whole timeline on that. Oh my gosh. But yeah, so I've been doing all these things for so many years, and I didn't think I'd make it. I didn't think this would happen. I didn't think this would happen, but I just stuck with it. I just stuck with it. I stuck with it. I kept practicing. I'd wake up and rap. I'd wake up and rap for 2 hours. I'd wake up and just rap for 30 minutes straight. Like, I'd wake up and just write 3 pages. Or like rap for 2 hours. I mean, like, you know, like there'd be breaks, and like, but I'd pretty much just keep going song after song, just rapping. And I'm starting to understand that everything, all these visions that I saw in high school, a good song to describe that is Visions by Bring Me the Horizon. All these visions that I saw in high school were to show me who I was meant to become. Maybe not when I was 15 to 18, 15 to 25, but maybe when I was 30, right? So up till then, since I became conscious of my path and what I'm meant to be, I've just stuck with that. I've just followed it. And there will be days, you know, I don't make music. I still think about it. Birds inspire me in music. I'll hear birds going, and then I think of hi-hat, like, you know, like, I'm just fucking Timbaland does that. Like, I'm just making music with my mouth. Boots and cats and boots and cats and but like I'll still think of music. Music just runs through me. I love music. Like, it's always just going on. I hear melodies in my mind all the time. I love that. I create melodies. I'm in my own world. That's what life's all about. Being in your own world. Well, being in your own acosm, creating your own acosm, and then expanding to the outer cosm, you know? Focus on your craft, study, meditate, you know, listen to music, love life, guys. And just do what you see in your mind. Do what you're meant. Like, everyone felt like, I hope this inspires someone to just, like, after this, go grab a pen and write the best novel in the world. Write a story. Like, love life. You could die in any moment, guys. Like follow. It's not about following the path and doing all these like fucking guided meditations on what's my higher self. Oh no, what's my higher self? What's my purpose? Like, I did all this for so long just to. Okay, it uncovers your purpose to do all those things, but just walk your path. Walk the way that you feel that you're guided and meant, and know that it is true, know it's right, and that is the path. Because the path that you're walking is the path that you're creating, and what you see is your higher self trying to give you that gnosis. I might not be with you, right? But I'm giving you a video that's a download that can help you with your path, because I'm talking about my path. I'm giving you wisdom that I've endured, and this is just a video, right? It's just like your mind's eye. Your higher self has the fucking phone. It has iPhone, and it's coming to you, and your iPhone's the third eye, and when you're tapping into it, then you're connecting yourself to that receiver, to that receiver that is the universe. And that as you're connected to the receiver, that's when you can start to just walk your path. When you know you're connected, you know you are the universe, source consciousness. You know that nothing can fuck with you, that you're guided by your highest and greatest version, and that you are a god, that you are a strong incarnated being that walks this path because you serve a purpose that is greater than you. Whatever you're meant to bring into this world. Look at Jimi Hendrix with music. He inspired every guitarist to date, pretty much, right? Like you know, there's so many people that equate him. Or if you look at I was listening to something earlier with not Sir Isaac Newton. He keeps coming to my mind. Einstein just kept doing it, kept thinking about it. He thought about a thought for 10 years. And if you do that, you're adding energy to it. It propels itself, and then it starts to create. It starts to go out and manifest. So with that, guys, dropping the gems at the end and stuff. I hope you guys like the videos. Leave a comment, a like. Leave a comment if you want me to talk about anything. Leave a like. Subscribe if you guys want. If you felt I did a good job. If I see the subscribe, button go up, that makes me want to make videos. Like, what's so bad about me making more videos? If you guys want to hear wisdom, I'm gonna start. These are more for entertainment, but I'm gonna start going more in on the knowledge aspect as well soon. I've been studying a lot, and as well, I'm gonna make a video on tools. Oh, that looks so cool. Oh, look at that. Fuck, I got that dope ass halo darkness, or it's like a halo and then darkness around it. I love that. I'm gonna get a picture of that. Oh fuck. Oh no. Okay.